Everyone, it's Helen here. Thanks for joining me today. I apologize in advance for the bright light around me. I am sitting outside of my son's high school waiting on teenagers to come out. So I thought that I would take advantage of these few minutes that I had myself and share a story with you. Okay, we're gonna call this Lumps and Bumps. It goes back to about a month and a half ago when I accidentally doubled up on my hormone replacement therapy patches. Okay, I'm on hormone replacement therapy patches because I had a full hysterectomy in 2012. And so ever since then, I've had to put on these little patches on my like stomach area twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays. Okay, take note, in the last 10 years, I have never, ever doubled up on patches until recently. Okay, so here we are on a Thursday. I switch out my patches, which I think I switch out my patches because it's an active thing you have to do. You have to peel it off, you have to clean off the area. Usually sometimes you even shower. So this isn't something that you can really not notice. However, it happened. I still to this day am mind boggled how it happened, but it did. Okay, so I get to Friday and I'm at work and I notice that I'm having some pain in my chest. And when I say pain, I'm talking pain in my breast chest area. Okay, that is not completely abnormal for me because I used to have breast implants and I got them removed 4 years ago. And so ever since I got my breast implants removed, I've had some pain and discomfort in my chest area as everything is kind of tried to reform and reconfigure, and you know, the fat and the muscle and the tissue and the liquids and everything has been trying to make its way back into my chest. I know that sounds really gruesome, but that's what happened. And so it's not unusual for me to have some discomfort up there. However, this was a little bit different. And so it just kind of felt like maybe a pulled muscle, like something was going on. So I get home, I look in the mirror and I notice that I have a huge lump, like on my breast, like a lump, like a big bump. And you know, of course, the first thing that comes to my mind is cancer. And so I asked my husband, please come upstairs. I need you to look at this. And then he can't even look at it. He's so freaked out, like, oh, call the doctor. And I'm just like, well, I can't because it's Friday afternoon and they're already gone. Okay, so here we are having this moment and he's freaking out and I'm freaking out. And I do not realize that I have 2 patches on at this point in time. Okay, so we get into Saturday, and all day Saturday, I'm researching. I'm on the phone, which I just say, do not do that. Please don't do that. Do not follow my lead here. But I'm on the phone researching everything that I possibly can, like what could be wrong with me? Why do I have these lumps? And then I convinced myself that something could really be wrong. So Saturday evening, I start praying, and then I decide I'm going to take a shower. I get into the shower, I'm washing up, doing my thing, and then I'm praying, and I look down, and I kid you not, I see 2 patches on my stomach. I'm just like, oh my goodness. And so we're at Saturday here, and I've had double patches on since Thursday. So I automatically look down, I rip one off. I don't even know which one I ripped off. It could have been the new one, it could have been the old one. At this point, I didn't care. I jump out of the shower, I run downstairs, and I tell my husband, I'm like, oh my goodness, you're not gonna believe what I did. You know, I doubled up on my hormone patches, and no wonder I've had a headache, and you know, and everything. And then it just clicks. It was just like, oh my goodness, that's probably where that lump came from because of my hormones. You know, it probably triggered something and I got a lump. Okay, so I was like, I hope and pray that's the case. I went to bed feeling a little bit of relief, and then little by little for the next several days, that bump went down, the bump went down, the bump went down, and finally it was gone, I think by that Wednesday or Thursday. So we knew at this point that it was the hormone replacement therapy patch. Okay, so I was about 2 weeks out from seeing my doctor. So I still thought I probably better mention it to him to see if that was something that was normal, because I was thinking to myself, well, maybe it was hormones, but maybe God was bringing something to light that I needed to see, like, hey, there's a lump here. You know, he does mysterious things like this. So I go and see my doctor, and he says, Helen, it's time for your mammogram. And he's like, you definitely have a lump there, but you have a couple lumps over here. And so we found a larger size lump, and then we found like some little tiny lumps from where that hormone like patch had like brought something to light. He's just like, I feel a couple tiny bumps here, but you got a large lump on the other side, which I didn't even feel that. So he thought, well, maybe it's hormones, maybe it's not. We need to get it looked at. You need to get a mammogram. But I've been putting off the mammogram, guys, because of the pain in my chest. I didn't want anyone squishing on these little things because they're barely coming out. Remember the story I told you? They were concaved after my implant removal because I'm real thin up top. So it's almost taken 4 years for them to even barely come out. So I'm like, I don't want anyone squishing on that new tissue and fat and everything. So I've really been careful. But since he found lumps, I thought it's time. So I ended up making an appointment to get my mammogram. And since they had found lumps at my exam, they thought it would probably be a good idea to get an ultrasound as well. So for the last couple weeks, I have had ups and downs trying to figure out, do I really need this? Should I get an MRI instead? My doctor said that would be okay too. But then I decided, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to pray about it. And you know what? Once I made up my mind, I prayed about it. I really feel like God gave me the peace to go through with it. Like, Helen, just do this. I didn't really feel like something was wrong with me because of the lumps, but I felt like it was definitely something that I needed to have looked at. So today was the big day. It was at 8:30 this morning. And so over the last, obviously, several days, I've been anticipating, like, what's this going to be like? I've been watching YouTube videos, and, I did find some comfort in some of the YouTube videos. So if you're up for your first mammogram, please check those out. And especially if you're somebody who has sensitive tissue, or you've been through something similar like me, definitely check it out, because it really did give me some peace of mind. And so I get checked in today. I go in, and I tell you what, prayers work, because my tech was amazing. She was super kind, super gentle. She really talked me through it, and she kept asking, are you comfortable? Are you comfortable? Is this okay? Is this too hard? Is this too much? So because I explained my situation to her and where I was at and my concerns, and she couldn't have been more delicate and gentle, but still had to do her job. And you know what, guys? I don't know why people freak people out over this, okay? I know not everybody does. I know some people are like, it's not too bad. But really, if you do get online, or if you talk to maybe friends and family, I really feel like there's a lot of hype that goes into getting a mammogram. Now, is it the most comfortable thing in the world? No. But is it the absolute worst thing you're ever gonna go through? No. So for me, it's just like, I did have some of that hype, and that's why I had to pray myself down a little bit. And I'm so glad I did, because before she even went in for that first squeeze, I was like, Jesus, be with me. I prayed about it, and I'm telling you that even though it was a little bit uncomfortable, and there was pressure, and there was pulling, and I don't have a lot of skin up top, because like I'm still thin and I'm real bony, and so there's a little like stretching here and there and stuff. It really wasn't terrible, guys. So I hope that you get a little bit of comfort from my story here. It wasn't bad. Like, really, on a scale from 1 to 10, honestly, I'm gonna go with maybe a 1, 2. I don't know. It just wasn't terrible. Now, everybody's different. Everybody's chests are different. We already know this. Everybody's circumstances are different. So I'm just talking about mine in particular. But mine in particular, I really thought it was gonna be bad, because I'm somebody who doesn't even like to be bumped into my chest still. I don't like people to give me hard hugs still. So I was expecting like something traumatic. And I really feel like it obviously was my prayers. Other people were praying for me. I had a great tech, and she just listened to my concerns. So anyways, I hope that this helps somebody. And then after that, I did have to get an ultrasound, because they seen the lumps and the bumps. And so during my ultrasound, we ended up finding 4 cysts in just one side. So it wasn't even the side that had swollen up on me over taking that hormone patch. Those ones were gone. They mysteriously disappeared, which is a good thing. Okay, so we have the other side now, though. They did find 4 cysts, 3 large, 1 small. They handled it so wonderfully. They were so gentle with me. They were so kind. They walked me through it. They talked me through it. They showed it to me on the screen while we were doing it. And then she left the room, and she contacted the doctors in Denver, Colorado in like real time. So I got my results back today, and all of them came back benign. They looked at them, and they said, nope, there's no further tests needed. They're all benign, and just come back again in a year. So guys, that's my story. That's my lump and bump story. So if you've got some lumps and bumps and you're afraid to go get a mammogram, don't be afraid. Just tell them your concerns, share that with them. And I can tell you, like I said firsthand, it's really, really genuinely not as bad as people make it out to be. So, and I would tell you, you guys know I would tell you, I would be completely honest with you here. So I'm just really, really glad that I did go in, because like I said, I'm almost going to be 45. Technically, I guess they want you to start having them at 40 now. And so every year I'm supposed to start getting one now from this point forward. And so I'll try to keep up with my breast exams from this point forward. Okay, guys. If I don't do every year, maybe I'll do every couple years up to 50, but we'll just have to see. But breast exams are super important. Just make sure that you're doing those and checking yourself in the shower or wherever. And for those of you who are on hormone replacement therapy, if you double up, just keep in mind, you can get lumps and bumps in your breast. It happens. So apparently that's something. I found that out. So anyways, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon. Bye.